sir. Okay, go ahead and be seated, everyone. So, ladies and gentlemen, hope the lunch break helped you. We did our housekeeping while you were getting assembled back there, so I think we're ready to go with the afternoon. We're still on the plaintiff's case, so Mr. Klingman's got another witness ready to go, right?
Right.
Where'd he go? There you are. Okay. Who's next?
Judge, the plaintiff's called Michael Robinson.
Your Honor, for the record, the defense would renew its objection contained in the motion of limine file stamped March 16th. That was certified that day.
Thank you for filing the motion of limine. Note the objection, overrule the objection, and then that preserves the original. Very good. Go ahead.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
I do.
Thank you. You may be seated.
Okay. Go ahead, Mr. Klingman.
Thank you, Judge. Would you introduce yourself to the jury, please?
Certainly. My name is Mike Robinson. I'm a deputy sheriff at the Claremont County Sheriff's Office and been employed there for 35 years next month.
And can you tell us your current position and responsibilities with the Claremont County's Sheriff's Office?
Sure. I'm assigned under the investigative section with the Claremont County Sheriff's Office. I'm an evidence technician. I'm a certified evidence technician through the Miami Valley Regional Crime Laboratory. I am a certified
Your Honor, I'm going to object. He's testifying to stuff that was not contained in the report that was provided to us, nor anything about his background was provided. This is improper to ask this at this point. It was not disclosed.
Mr. Klingman.
His name and his purpose here were certainly disclosed. I'm simply giving background information so the jury knows who's talking to them. He can certainly be cross-examined by Mr. Osborne if Mr. Osborne finds anything that he wants to question him about, but
Is there a written report?
there is.
Was that provided?
It was.
It was provided upon request. It's contained in my motion and limited the email response to it and everything, noting the dates and times. There is no CV attached to it. He is asking stuff that would paint this gentleman as an expert. Expert requires at least 28 days notice prior to trial. It was never disclosed 28 days before, so it does not meet that. Asking him his training and everything, which we were not disclosed of, puts us at a disadvantage because we had no ability to research it, and we would object to that or paint him as an expert when it has not been followed per the rules.
He's going to be testifying as a fact witness, Judge, as to the investigation he conducted into the alleged missing cash in this case.
So the amended witness list is March 11. I don't remember the date of the first witness list. So as a fact witness, that's how I took him also. So his qualifications are relevant. I understand the objection and I overrule it. And you can go ahead.
Thank you, Judge.
Yeah, it is. Thank you.
Continue, please. And your title is detective. Is that how we should refer to you? Or
That's, yes.
Detective Robinson, you were talking about your certifications, I believe.
Yes, I'm a certified evidence technician through the Miami Valley Regional Crime Laboratory. I'm a certified CVSA examiner as computer voice stress analysis for the last 25 years. I'm also a certified Part 107 drone pilot through the FAA, where I head up our Claremont County Sheriff's Office drone unit and flight missions operations. I'm also...
Your Honor, I'm going to object again. What does the drone training have to do with this? Was there a drone flown? It was not in the report.
Maybe nothing.
It has to do with who he is, Judge.
Yeah. It's not right on point, but it doesn't hurt.
I'm also, I've been certified Cellbrite examiner, which is the conducting forensic cell phone data extractions. I also serve as a backup coroner investigator with the Claremont County Sheriff's Office, or a coroner's office.
Thank you, Detective Robinson. Did you have occasion to conduct an investigation into an alleged missing amount of cash at the Adams County Sheriff's Department, the evidence room in particular?
Yes.
And just tell us how you became involved in an investigation into that?
I was contacted by our administration, who was contacted by what I believe to be the former sheriff, Adams County Sheriff Kimmy Rogers, to conduct an investigation involving the alleged missing money.
And can you explain to us what your investigation consisted of? What did you do?
Well, I met with Sheriff Kimmy Rogers, and I wanted to conduct an audit, actually, of the property evidence room that consisted of monies that would be brought in or had been brought in by deputies, detectives, agents, and so forth. So we were given, when I say we, my partner and I, were given full access to that, where we counted monies that were brought in from other investigations and so forth.
And is it fair to say that your investigation really focused on an alleged cash discrepancy from a search warrant that had been executed not too long before your investigation?
That's correct.
And can you tell us any more about that investigation? For example, does the name Brian Newland ring a bell to you?
Yes. We were forwarded video footage, body cam footage, of the search warrant that was conducted, and I focused attention to the body cam footage that involved the money count. And when I say money count, there were actually two money counts. There was, from the body cam video footage, there was money that was collected from one room of the home, and there was other monies that were collected from another, what appeared to be another room of the home. So you had a money count in this room that totaled a certain amount, and then you had a money count in another room.
Get to that, but just in general, what was the problem? There was an amount was recorded that didn't actually comport with the amount of money that was there. Is that?
That's correct. So what was reported altogether was $400 missing, alleged to be missing. $390 from the first money count, from the one-room money count, and $10 from another money count from the other room. That totaled to $400.
All right. And did you review, you mentioned you reviewed some body cam. Do you know whose body cam footage that was?
That was Detective Newland's body cam.
Okay. And you reviewed that body cam?
I did.
And were you able to come to any conclusions after your review of that body cam?
So the body cam footage that I reviewed in the one room that was counted as $4,390, I reviewed that body cam footage, and it was clear to me that there was a miscount of $390.
And can you explain to us what it was about the body cam footage that led you to that conclusion?
Well, it's just also not the video footage. It also includes audio. So video and audio together assisted me to determine this, but it's clearly on video. Do you want me to explain?
Please do. Yeah.
So what Detective Newland does in counting this money was, you can see as he starts, he lays two $100 bills on the ground. You can clearly see that. And as he's counting the money, you can see it in body cam video, such as I'll demonstrate as I'm talking. And you can hear him count. With $200 on the ground, you can hear him count 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then he shuffles the money. And then when he lays down on the $200, he lays a single $100 bill down, and now he's counting 7, 8, 9, 10. So what he's counting as $1,000 is clearly that he only has $600 in the pile. And as he continue on with the body cam video footage, he makes piles of 100, and there's several piles of 100, hence over $4,000. But as he's collecting the money from the piles that he made, he collects. You can clearly see on body cam where he's collecting as $100. It actually contains $110. Now you can clearly see this on body cam video where there's a $50 bill underneath 3 20s. He picks that up and he collects it as 100, but it's clearly 110. He had a pile over to, in the video footage you see it on his left side, he's got a pile over there and he counted of $90. So he has 3 piles of 100s now in front of him. He picks that up and he picks up what he collected as $90 and he calls it $390. So he writes down on a piece of paper $4,390, when in fact the $390 doesn't really exist.
And your review of the body cam convinced you that that was the source of the discrepancy between the $4,000 that was actually in the bag and the $4,390 that was written on the bag?
Absolutely.
Now you mentioned a second pile of money, or a second bunch of money that was collected from another floor or another room. Can you tell us about your investigation into that alleged discrepancy?
Yes. So in watching that body footage, now this is the monies, I guess, that were uncovered in another room of the home. I could not make a determination like I could on the other count. It just didn't provide me a clear. It was counted as $641 was what was written on the packaging material that was used, and counted as $641. When in essence, I believe when it was returned to the homeowner, I believe $631 was actually in the bag, a $10 discrepancy. I couldn't account for that on body video or the audio displayed, so I couldn't come to a conclusion to that amount.
So you, for this $10 discrepancy between 631 and 641, you were not able to determine one way or the other.
That's correct.
What happened to that money?
That's correct.
On the $390 discrepancy, you were able to conclude what happened?
Absolutely.
And did you draw any conclusions at all about the $10 discrepancy, even though you couldn't see anything on video?
Yeah, I didn't conduct an interview with Detective Nolan. I didn't find it necessary, but I couldn't come to a conclusion of the 10. And I don't think it would be so far forward for me to conclude that that might have been a miscount. But again, I couldn't come to that conclusion. I don't know.
Okay, fair enough. And did you know Detective Newland before you started this investigation?
No.
Did you know anybody or have any relationship with anybody who was involved in this, in the cash that you were counting and investigating?
No.
Did you issue a report as a result of your investigation?
I did.
And is that report part of, kept in the public record as part of your normal duties as a detective?
Yes.
Could we have, what exhibit is that, Natalie?
31.
Thank you. Okay, we're showing you exhibit 31, Detective Robinson, and it looks like, first of all, do you, from this little snippet we're looking at here from the first page, do you recognize this as part of the report you issued?
I do.
And it looks like the report date is December 8th of 2022. Is that right?
That's correct.
Okay. And then can you go to the second page of the report, please? And then the third page of the report. And do you recognize this, Detective, as the beginning of your narrative report of your investigation and the results contained in it?
Yes.
And we don't need to take time right now to review everything, but down at the last sentence of the second paragraph, you wrote, "The monies returned did not equal to what was indicated that had been originally removed from the home." Did I read that correctly?
You read it correctly.
And that's referring to this cash discrepancy that you just talked about.
Correct.
And then let's go down a little bit further, and there in your report, there's some numbers there on the left, 1 through 7, with various numbers. What are those and why are those there? Just give us a little snippet of what
Sure.
you're doing.
I mentioned that I wanted to conduct an audit of the monies coming in that were brought in to the sheriff's office by deputies, detectives, agents, what have you, from scenes, to see if there's a pattern or an issue. There were nearly 70 items, 60-something items that we counted. We actually broke open the packages, examined what was on the packaging, the amount, and then physically counted the money in each package. In almost those nearly 70 packages, we did find 7 discrepancies in those money counts by various deputies, detectives, agents, whoever brought those in. I don't have that list, but of those 7 discrepancies, 3 contained monies that were less than what was indicated on the package, with the highest amount being $5. 4 of those discrepancies, 4 of the 7, actually contained more money that was in the packaging that was listed on the packaging, and that highest amount being $2.40. And a lot of this involved some coin change, if you will.
Okay. And Detective, what did you conclude as a result, if anything, as a result of this investigation into the whole evidence room here at Adams County?
You know, this didn't cause any red flags to us that there was a huge issue or anything. That this is a common mistake of counting money and coin. It really didn't send us a red flag.
And then let's turn to the. No, hang on once. I'm sorry. Yeah, while we're still at this page at the very bottom, this is simply, I think, reciting what you've just testified to. Can you just read that for us, starting with "while counting out"? Can you see your computer monitor, or is it?
Can you see it on this one?
Is that easier
Actually,
or
that's
not?
better.
Is it okay? Yeah.
Well,
Feel free. Yeah, no. We can blow it up a little too.
that's fine. While counting out 100 bills, 2 $100 bills was placed down on the ground and counted aloud by Detective Nolan as being 2. The counting continues, 3, 4, 5, 6. Though you don't have a clear view of these bills being counted, the audio suggests that he has counted to the number 6. There is a pause and then it goes on. What seemingly is the arranging of monies in hand while the 2 $100 bills remain on the floor. Next you hear 7, and a $100 bill is placed atop of the other 2 on the floor. This is followed by 8, 9, and 10. This completes the pile the detective has established and collects it as $1,000, when it appears that he actually has $600. The video audio continues, and after counting out piles of money totaling $100 each, he begins collecting these piles, making a pile of $1,000. He makes 4 piles that appear to be totaling $4,000. With 4 piles remaining, 3 piles were collected and totaled as $300, and the third pile collects as $100. It is clear that it contains $110. This is what I was testifying earlier. A $50 bill and 3 $20 bills. The fourth pile he adds with the other 3 and states on audio $390 and records on a piece of paper $4,390. Though he records $4,390, the video audio suggests to me that he actually has $4,000. I believe this accounts for the alleged missing $390 associated with item number 1.
All right, thank you. And then you also describe your conclusion with the second bag, and I don't know that we need to read that. The jury will have it back in the jury room if they want to, but essentially you weren't able to account for the $10 from the second bag, is that right?
Yeah, in reviewing that video footage and watching and listening, I couldn't make a determination to that amount.
All right. And do you know, was this amount of $4,390 on the first bag, was that written on the bag or somewhere in relation to the bag?
He writes it on a piece of paper. I don't recall if it was written on the bag.
And he puts it in the bag then? Is that your
I
understanding?
believe that's what was done, yes.
All right. And the video shows that?
Yes.
Detective Robinson, was your report available to the public if anyone asked for it?
I would believe it would be, yes.
Do you know if Mr. Foreman here or anyone else associated with him ever asked for a copy of your report?
I wouldn't know that.
All right.
I don't know that.
Okay. Those are all of my questions. Thank you very much.
We have the cross-examination.
Thank you, Your Honor. So, Detective Robinson, you did an investigation at the request of the Adams County Sheriff at that time, correct?
Correct.
And you actually went farther than he asked for. You actually went and did a complete audit of all 66 money bags in evidence.
I wouldn't say that was farther. It was part of the investigation.
So he asked for you to audit.
That was my idea.
Okay, that's what I'm getting at there. And out of those 66 exhibits, did you attach to your report a itemization of them?
Correct.
Okay. And each one you say the amount stated and the amount counted and whether it matched or not?
Correct.
You also indicate if the bag was sealed or not?
I did not indicate that, but they were all sealed when we examined them.
Okay.
Take off the lens cover.
Oh.
This,
Oh, okay. So I'm putting, this is a further amount of exhibit 31 of the plaintiff. And so this would be the spreadsheet that you attached to your report?
yeah, and actually, yeah, that's correct. And it obviously states that there were some found what we indicated to be open.
And that would be unsealed?
Yes,
So when it says open on here, it means unsealed?
that's what we put in there, yeah.
Did you note whether each evidence bag actually had like the number of denominations, like 7 $5 bills, 10 $10 bills? Did
No.
you note that?
No.
Okay. Did you get a chance to observe the packaging that the original money was in that was returned to Mr. Foreman?
I believe so. I don't recall what that looked like, but I believe we had that ability, yes.
So you don't remember if there was the bills written on it, so many fives, so many tens and such?
I don't.
Okay. But if you had noted that, that would be in your report?
Not necessarily.
Why not?
I'm concerned with the total amount, really not, I wasn't concerned by denominations, but I don't recall if that was on the packaging or not.
Well, you would agree if you put the number of denominations of each series of bill that was in there on the front of the bag, you could determine whether you miscounted or not just by doing multiplication.
I'm not sure. Perhaps, maybe.
You're not sure you can do multiplication, or you're not sure that you can count up that?
Well, again, I don't know if those denominations were listed on the bag or not.
Okay.
I just know what the video clearly shows me.
So your entire, so let's ask that question. There was 8 hours of body cam footage. How much body cam footage did you watch?
I watched all of the body cam footage, but focused my attention on the money count.
You watched all 8 hours.
I watched, well, I didn't count how long it was, but I reviewed I had the entire body cam footage. I reviewed the body cam footage, but I focused my attention on the money count. Now, if it was 8 hours, I couldn't say.
Okay. So, but you never put in your report anything about the money being left unattended or anything like that you saw in the body cam?
It wasn't my concern if the money was left unattended because, again, after reviewing the body cam footage and the count, and it was listed as $4,390. That's what was listed on the bag when the homeowner came to collect his money, and I believe to be $4,000 in that bag, and $4,000 was returned.
Okay. So there was a number here in your report. You talk about Do you recall what the total amount that was listed on the bag one was? You said it was how much?
I don't know if it was listed on the bag or not. I know that he was writing down in the body cam footage on a piece of paper, and I couldn't tell what the number was, but I could hear what he was writing because he was saying it as he was writing it, $4,390.
Okay. So he wrote $4,390 on a piece of paper with the bills.
Yes.
And that was put in an evidence bag.
To my recollection, yes.
Okay. And so your investigation, it's off by $390.
On that money count.
On the first
money count. Item 1, yeah.
Okay. And then the second count is off by how much?
It was written as $641 or listed as $641, and I believe the money that was returned was $631 when they counted it. So $10.
Okay. But you can't determine today what happened with that.
That $10, no, sir, I can't.
But you do make an allegation in your report what happened to it, correct?
I indicated in my report that confirming the miscount of monies of $390, it would not be so far to believe that it was a miscount of that money. But again, I couldn't come to any conclusion of what happened to that $10.
So when you said in your report, therefore, due to the history of proven miscount of money with item 1, it would not be so far as to believe a miscount of money occurred in item number 2?
Correct, that's what I wrote.
But you never put anything in here after that that said that you could not determine that, and that was just your guess.
Well, I certainly couldn't determine it, but I didn't. That's not written in my report as word for word what you indicated.
Well, if your report's open to the public, shouldn't it be accurate?
It is accurate.
You're saying today, though, that you can't determine, but you said here in your report that you can determine. So explain to me what's accurate about that.
I indicate that it wouldn't be so far to believe that it was a possible miscount of the $10.
But it doesn't go on farther in that same paragraph after that to say that you could not determine it.
No, it doesn't say that.
Okay, that's what I'm saying. So that's
Okay.
not, this is not accurate to your testimony.
But that's exact, I mean, that's the fact. I cannot determine.
And so that should be in the report here.
I believe by reading that, you can believe that it cannot be determined.
That's how you read it.
That's how I read it.
Okay.
And you went and interviewed Mr. Foreman, correct?
I didn't interview Mr. Foreman.
Who did you interview in relation to this?
I didn't interview anybody in this situation.
Not even Dee Russo, the evidence technician?
Yeah, she was with us when we did the audit.
So you interviewed her?
It wasn't an interview,
Well, what was it then?
just indicating of what, providing what we needed as far as the audit concerned and the money count. And she was with us when the money was being counted.
So not to be mean to Dee, but so she was what, just fetching and carrying the evidence for you?
Well, she's in charge of the evidence property room, and that's how we made contact with her.
But you didn't sit there and ask her what she saw when she counted the money when it was returned to Mr. Foreman?
I didn't ask her that, no.
Okay. I'd like you to look at the second to last paragraph. I submitted a subpoena for the raw footage from Channel 19. Why would you submit for the footage of a news agency when you could have interviewed one of the people standing in the room there because she was with you the whole time as the evidence technician?
Well, I thought the raw footage may involve some assistance in while counting money, so that footage was in reference to the money being counted or returned to the homeowner.
So that footage is more important than a witness who stood there, who had power over it, whose duty was the responsibility to watch that?
I think video and audio are just as important. Just as in this case where it's clear for item number 1 with a miscount of the 390.
Okay. But your audit showed a discrepancy of over 10%
Of all of the money and evidence, correct?
I think it was 66 items and 7 discrepancies, with the largest one being $5.
So roughly.
So whatever that percentage is,
Okay. So roughly about 10% then.
roughly.
And each one of those was only off by less than $10 either way, correct?
Yes, less than $10. $5 and less, yes.
Okay. So even by your own audit, the second count, which is off by $10, is actually even an anomaly compared to the other 10% that was miscounted.
I'm not sure what you mean by anomaly, or are you saying it's unusual, or?
No, let's not get to unusual yet. So let's go back to your testimony. Okay, so you testified during your audit. You had 3 that indicated less, with the most being indicated missing $5 as a miscount, correct?
That is correct.
You then found 4 that had more money than listed, with a highest being $2.40, correct?
Correct.
So $10 is more than you found in the 10% audit, correct?
Yes.
Who did you send a copy of your report to?
I can't recall if I sent any copies. I may have. I just don't recall.
You sent a copy of Mr. Foreman, though?
I don't recall sending a copy to Mr. Foreman.
Okay. Did you look at the return on the search warrant?
I did not.
But as far as you know, it would have an incorrect amount of money on it due to the miscount?
The search warrant return should have $4,390 as
And
one count and $641 as the other count.
Which adds up to over $5,000.
Yes.
So, okay. If I may have a second, Your Honor.
Go ahead.
Your Honor, no further questions for this witness at this time.
Redirect.
Detective Robinson, we're going to pull up this report one more time, and let me ask you just a couple questions about it to clarify what happened here. What exhibit is this, Natalie? 31?
Yes.
Looking at exhibit 31 again, the last page of your report, Detective.
Oh, sorry.
We're gonna have to reset it.
Where's this finish?
Do you have the whole report in paper form?
I wonder,
Just use the document.
we could do that.
Just set it down on the document.
Mine is marked up.
Your Honor, mine is not. We could use
Thank
mine.
you. Thank you for the accommodation.
Your Honor, mine, just for the record, mine does have one thing at the top that says Plaintiff's Exhibit 31, so I know what it is when I refer to it.
We're just going to use this one page.
Thank you. Flip this page back.
Yep. He's resetting it. I hope that doesn't mess us up here.
Now that she's great when it works.
Great turn.
Your Honor, if I may ask, this might be a perfect time for me to ask for a restroom break because we're not able to do anything at this time.
How long do you think this will stand?
I have 2 minutes, 3 minutes.
Make it?
I can try, Your Honor.
Fair enough. Don't say a word.
Yes.
Okay, go ahead, Mr. Flanagan.
Thank you. Okay, Detective Robinson, we have this Exhibit 31 back up on the screen. And the page we're looking at has a second to the last paragraph there from the bottom. And you wrote, as I'm reading it, as to evidence item number 2 and the alleged missing $10 from the counted and recorded $641, I cannot determine from the body cam footage the amount possibly collected. Did I read that correctly?
You did.
And was that true?
That's true.
That's an accurate representation of your conclusion?
Yes.
While we're on this page, and since Mr. Osborne asked you a question about Channel 19 footage, I want to ask you about the short paragraph right above the one we just looked at, where you wrote, I would like to note that a news article published by WXIX reporter Ken Baker on August 30th, 2022, a week after the execution of the search warrant, the homeowner reported that investigators removed $4,000 from his home. Why was that important for you to include in your report?
I felt that if this money was collected, I believe, if I recall correctly, from some clothing, an article of clothing, maybe in a pocket or something of that sort, that it would be strange to have $4,390 tucked away like that. It would make more sense if you had $4,000 maybe tucked away. And when I saw this article, I found it of some interest, so I put that in my report.
Okay. That's all I have. Thank you.
Reed, Rob?
Just a couple questions, Your Honor. So, Detective Robinson, you found the news article of interest? Is that correct?
Yes.
More interest than interviewing anybody who was there, Brian Newland, Mr. Foreman, or anything?
I didn't find it necessary to interview them.
Okay. So this news article, though, would have occurred before Mr. Foreman got back his money, correct?
All I recall and what I documented is that it was a week after the search warrant execution.
Do you even know when he got back his money?
Not off the top of my head.
So you don't know if he got it back a week or 10 months later? Is that correct?
Well, he didn't get it back a week later.
So
But
when he
got
made
it-
that statement,
I
he did not
can't
have his
recite to
money,
you.
correct?
I'm sorry.
When he made that statement to the news, he did not have his money back, correct?
I don't know that for sure.
Mr.
But I don't believe he
Robinson,
did.
How about, let him finish, it's easy to step on each other. Go ahead, Mr. Osborne.
Mr. Robinson, let's cut the crap on this. You said he didn't have back his money a week after the raid, right?
I don't know when he got the money back. I don't recall the date. I'm assuming that it was a week after the search warrant execution that he did not have his money returned.
So when he made that statement, you would assume he did not know or have his money back from the police department at that time.
Are you saying he didn't know the amount of money, or
I'm asking you, based on what you just testified to, did he have back his money a week after the raid?
no? I don't believe he did.
Okay. Did you call Ken Baker?
No, I did not.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Redirect.
No redirect, Judge.
Go ahead and step down, thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. Thank you.
Next.
The plaintiffs called Joseph Foreman as if on cross-examination.
Do you solemnly swear the testimony you're about to give shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth? As this, you shall answer unto God.
Yes.
Thank you, sir. Have a seat.
Go ahead, Mr. Franklin.
Thank you, Your Honor. For the record, would you give us your name, please?
My name is Joseph Edgar Foreman.
You are known under the stage name as Afroman, is that correct?
Yes, sir.
And you create music videos and do performances, is
Yes,
that
sir.
right? How many states of the United States have you performed in, do you think?
All of them.
All 50.
Yes, sir.
And how many countries have you performed in?
I don't remember, but not all of them, but I've been to a few.
How many live performances did you do last year, roughly?
I don't know. Possibly 250. I don't know, but I don't know. It's a lot of days, but I don't know exactly.
And you have a residence here in Adams County, correct?
Yes, sir.
You've been performing for 20 or 30 years, is that right?
All my life.
All right. And is it fair to say that one of the first big hits you had was But Then I Got High?
Because I got high.
Because I Got High? And do you think it's accurate to say that that song has had over 300 million views on YouTube?
Sounds right.
You have a large presence on social media, obviously, correct?
Depends on your definition of large. There's bigger people than me, but I'm all right.
And on Instagram, is it fair to say that you have 247,000 followers?
Yeah, I just got some of them the other day.
You got new ones coming all the time
Yes. Not all the time, just here lately.
because the trial's coming up?
Yeah, all the publicity from the officer's lawsuing me is running up my numbers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And on YouTube, you have almost 1 million followers, 983,000. Is that right?
I haven't looked. It was 977 last time I looked.
And on TikTok, you have about 392,000 followers.
I haven't looked in it, but that sounds kind of right.
You know when you post something that a lot of people are going to see it, don't you?
Yes.
When this search happened back in August of 2022, Mr. Foreman, you weren't at home?
No.
You were driving home from Chicago?
Yes.
And you got an alert from a family member that the sheriffs were there searching your home, is that right?
Yes.
And you were able to turn on your phone and watch through your home security system what the deputies were doing for a period of time, weren't you?
Yes.
And is it fair to say you were angry and upset about this search?
I wasn't happy.
And is that why you posted the things we've seen this week, because you weren't happy?
No, I posted it because the sheriff's never supposed to raid my house in the first place. The whole raid was a mistake. All of this is their fault. If they hadn't wrongly raided my house, there would be no lawsuit. I would not know their names. They wouldn't be on my body. They wouldn't be on my home surveillance system. And there would be no songs, nothing. My money would still be intact, nothing. So all of this is their fault.
And because they executed a search warrant on your home, that gave you the right to post the things that we've seen this week on the internet?
Because
Is that right? Is that right, Mr. Foreman?
Yes, for
Yes.
tearing down my door, not paying for it, not being apologetic, me being a sport. doing something peaceful to raise the money to pay for their damages, me having the right of the freedom of speech as an American to talk to my family, friends, and fans about what the sheriffs did to my home. Yes, I had the right to my freedom of speech. After they left, I had the right to kick the can and to do what I had to do to repair the damage they brought to my house. Yes, I did.
That includes the right to post the videos that you've just been posting up until Friday and beyond, right?
Yes, I have freedom of speech. I'm a rapper. I entertain. I write fiction, comedy. Yes, I mean, I entertain for a living like you practice law for a living. So I have to go to work.
The deputies left a warrant return at your house, didn't they?
I think they left something with my ex-wife. I'm not sure.
Well, you saw, as soon as the search was over, as soon as you got home, you saw a document that showed exactly how much cash had been taken from the house, correct?
I know I got paid $5,000 for the show that suit was in. I forgot that money was in that suit. But, I heard, I don't know what piece of paper I heard. I knew they took some money. I just knew they took some money. I knew it was 4,000-ish. I knew they took some money and they seized some money and some weed and some, I don't know what else, just minor stuff.
You knew how much money was in that pocket when you came home and saw the warrant return, didn't you?
It was $5,000 from back when I did that show. I remember it was $5,000. But anyway.
So is it your testimony that they actually took $5,000 instead of $4,390?
No, I know when I did that show, it was with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa at Red Rocks in Denver. The balance of that show, for me, they sent in a deposit, but the balance was $5,000. I put the $5,000 in my coat pocket. I got drunk, I got high, and I forgot to get that money, and I hung that suit back up. And that's where they got that money from.
So it was $5,000 they got?
Yes. It was $5,000 that was in my suit when I got paid in Red Rocks. Now, after all of this stuff, whatever, it's I don't really know the complete number. It's 46, it's 430, the number bounces up and down. But all I know is I got paid $5,000 at the Red Rocks with Snoop Dogg and Wiz Khalifa when I played the Red Rocks in Denver.
And you got $4,000 returned, right?
I don't know the exact amount.
Well, you were there with the news when you got it.
Right, and the lady at the sheriff's station admitted that the sheriff was short. You can go watch the 19 News.
You knew when you saw the warrant return, didn't you, that the amount that they were saying was taken was actually more money than was in that suit pocket?
I didn't warrant.
That's why you brought the news to the sheriff's office when you got the money back, because you knew that they had miscounted the money and the number on the evidence bag was actually more money.
I didn't know nothing. The lady at the sheriff department just volunteered the information. I was sitting there, if she had been, I might not even known I got ripped off. She admitted it live on Channel 19 News that the money wasn't right.
You remember in your deposition when I asked you, why did you bring the news when you picked up the money?
Yeah, I didn't want to get beat up or Epstein at the sheriff's station after I seen him running around my house with AR-15s. So that's why I brought the news and my attorney. So to make sure I got out of that place with my money.
You brought the news to protect you physically.
Yeah.
Yeah. You didn't bring the news because you already knew there was a miscount and you were going to make.
I didn't know nothing about the miscount. I didn't know. I figured they stole my money. They turned my cameras off. So if you turn my cameras off, you must got something bad in mind. So yeah, I'm accusing them of it. They turned my cameras off. I can't see what they're doing.
So your testimony under oath here today to these 10 jurors is that you brought the news when you picked up your money to protect you physically from being beat up or shot by the sheriffs, right?
Yes.
All right.
And they volunteered the information that that the money wasn't right.
They told-
That's just an extra something we found out. But I came with my attorney and the news to make sure the people running around my house with guns didn't take me into jail and do something.
You had a safe in your home, correct?
2 of them.
2 safes. Did the sheriffs look into those safes, to your knowledge?
Yes, they
The
did.
deputies?
Yes.
And how did they get the combination?
I gave it to my ex-wife so the sheriffs wouldn't pull my safe out the floor, take it to the station and put something in it and try to say that whatever they put in my safe was mine. So I went ahead and gave my ex-wife, who I didn't want to give my combination to, it was just safer. I went ahead and gave her my combination so they could open up the safe and realize that they just vandalized somebody that don't even have nothing in the safe.
And do you know what was in those safes?
It was absolutely nothing in the safes.
Don't you keep jewelry in those safes?
No,
Didn't you
because
tell me that in your deposition, that you keep jewelry in those safes?
I do.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home after the search?
I didn't put nothing in the safes.
Was anything missing from the safes when you got home?
Nothing was in them, so nothing was missing from the safe.
You talked to Randy Walters on the phone before you got home that evening during the search, or right afterwards, didn't you?
Yes, sir.
He told you that they were taking some money and some vape pens and a small amount of marijuana. He told you that.
Yes, sir.
You knew, didn't you, Mr. Foreman, that there had been an investigation by the Claremont County Sheriff's Office into the discrepancy about the cash that was missing from your home, correct? You knew there was an investigation.
Yeah, I knew the sheriffs was investigating themselves.
Oh, that's how you saw it.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And did you ever ask for a report so you could see how bad this investigation of themselves really was?
Yes, I was trying to get involved any way I can. The investigation was going on without any of my participation.
Did you ask for a copy of the report?
I did. I asked for everything. I was trying to be involved. I didn't.
So you've seen the report?
No, I have not.
Okay.
I just saw it a few minutes ago.
Well, you had an attorney when you got the cash returned, correct?
At the station?
Yes.
I had attorney. Yeah, my attorney was present.
Did your attorney ask for a copy of this report?
It wasn't in it. When I got my cash back from the station, it wasn't an investigation until we realized money was missing.
Well, did you contact your attorney and say, hey, get me a copy of that report?
Your Honor, I'm going to object. While Mr. Klingler wants to talk about his client's attorney-client privilege and maybe waive it, Mr. Foreman does have attorney-client privilege with his attorney at that time. And we are going to assert that privilege because it's a privilege he has of right.
And so far, he hasn't asked anything privileged. So I appreciate the sensitivity, overrule the objection, and we'll pay attention to it. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Judge. Your testimony is you never saw a copy of Detective Robinson's report until today.
Yes, sir.
And that's because you didn't want to see a copy of the
I
investigation.
did want to see. You don't know what I want. I did want to see it.
You did.
I wanted everything that had something to do with my money coming.
And that
out.
was 3.5 years ago, correct? And you haven't seen a copy of that report that you wanted to see until this afternoon. Is that right?
That's right. I never had my money taken by cops. I didn't know how this go. I don't know about reports. All I know is live on Fox 19 News, the lady admits that her department is short $400 of my money. That's all I know. I don't know how to investigate police officers taking money.
That's all you know, and that's all you know today, isn't it? That's the whole basis of your claim that your money was stolen, is that the amount of money that was in the bags is different from the amount of money that was written on the bag.
Yeah, my whole thing is they never should have raided me in the first place.
That's your whole thing.
That's my whole thing.
That's the point,
That's my whole
isn't
thing.
it?
If they never would have showed up, there would be no songs about them. I wouldn't know who they are. Their faces would not be on my video cameras. none of this, we wouldn't be in this room right now if they hadn't raided my house and didn't press no charges, didn't even know what they was doing. This whole thing is their fault, and they're suing me for their mistake.
And so you don't really care if they stole your money or not. You're just mad
I
about
do
what
care
they
about
did.
if they stole one.
But
Police officers shouldn't be stealing the civilians' money. So I do care. All of it is an outrage. This whole thing is an outrage.
You have no evidence that they took your money except for the amount on the bag isn't the same as the
How
amount.
about the lady admitting that she took?
Could you answer my?
She admitted that she took my money on live Fox 19 News. Go argue with the film clip.
Well, nobody,
Go argue with her admitting that she took my money.
Nobody admitted that they took your money.
Well, whatever. Go look at her admitting that the bag is short because it stayed open all weekend long or 2 weeks after Brian and Officer Cooley just left it and just mishandled it and didn't do right.
Just so we're honest with the jury here, Mr. Foreman, nobody admitted that they took your money, did they?
They admitted it was short.
Yes. Nobody admitted that they took your money. Correct?
It was short. She admitted, she said that it was short. And usually it's 10, $5, $2 missing. How does $400 even come up missing? Odd.
You posted videos about Brian Newland doing hard drugs and snitching on his friend, and you posted those based on rumors, didn't you? We can look at your deposition, but before you argue with me, but isn't that a fact that you made those allegations based on rumors you said you heard?
It's a fact. William Newland is a convicted pedophile, and Brian Newland is his brother. After I zeroed in on Brian, I asked about him. Come to find out, he's a large statutory rapist that has sex with all kind of underage girls. He buys them beers and gets them drunk and all kind. That's probably the reason he had to leave the Adams County Sheriff Department, because he beats up his wife and he messed with underage girls, and he had to get out of town and go get a job in Norwood.
All right. You don't want to answer my question.
I do. Please ask another one.
Well, let me ask this one again so I can get an answer. Do you remember in your deposition when I asked you, you have no reason to think these rumors about Brian Newland are true, do you? And you said, well, it's more entertaining if it's true, and I can make some money. Do you remember that?
No, I don't. That's a however long that deposition was. You can read the deposition and it tells you what I said.
Do we have a copy, another copy of that? Because I'll show it to you, and I can show you my copy. Refresh your recollection.
You're going to refresh his recollection.
It's
Trees. You then use the screen.
Thank you, Judge. If I can get it working here.
Your Honor, I would object to using the screen to refresh his recollection. That's publishing it to the jury. If he wants to refresh his recollection, he can show him it and then ask him a question, much how we would do in criminal law with a police report.
So
if an officer didn't remember, we wouldn't show the report. We would show it to the officer. He would refresh his memory by reading it, and then we'd re-ask the question.
Do it that way. Just make sure you think he reads it right. I'm just trying to get through the verbiage. Just make sure you think he reads it right. Otherwise, I have to wrestle with you about whether he read it right.
Sure.
So just read it. And then if we want to move it as an exhibit, you can do that.
Remember your deposition being taken, Mr. Foreman, in your attorney's office on September 3rd, 2024.
I remember the deposition.
And that deposition was taken in D.J. Osborne's office?
Yes, sir.
That's the same office that you used to film that video that we saw last night with the actor playing Lieutenant Lisa Phillips, and that actor was sitting in the same chair that Lisa Phillips sat in during her deposition, wasn't she?
Yeah, the actor played Lisa because I wouldn't have known her if she hadn't came to my house and cut off my camera.
Yeah. Right.
Right.
That's the office we're talking about, and that's the office where I took your deposition, right?
Yes, sir.
And in that deposition, I'm referring to page 84 of the deposition. I had asked you
Your Honor, I
about...
object, he's testifying.
No,
For
he's
the
using
witness.
the deposition to refresh his memory. He's doing it right, so sit down, please. Go ahead.
Did I ask you this question, and did you give me these answers, Mr. Foreman? Question: would it be fair to say these are rumors? Answer: you know, Stephanie said it, and you know, some other people that don't remember, you know, I'd be in a hurry in Walmart or something, they shake my hand, yeah, Brian used to do this, used to do that. Then something, I didn't know him, but this is what I've heard. Question: you don't have any particular reason to think that it's true or not true, right? Answer: well, it's more entertaining if it is true, and I could probably make some money and capitalize on it if it's true.
What are the line numbers?
Starting with line 7 and ending with line 21.
All right.
Did I ask you those questions and you give me those answers?
I don't remember. That was a long time ago. But
But that's my question.
I've always
Thank you.
put Brian Newland next to his brother. So that's
Yeah.
my basis, and I've always...
We noticed that.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
your
so-
attorney's going to be able to ask you whatever questions he wants. Right now, I'd like you to focus on my questions, Mr. Foreman. You have no evidence that Brian Newland ever molested little boys, do you?
If you look at the picture, he's holding the little boy butt. It's too much for me. So if you just use your eyeballs, and then his brother's a convicted pedophile.
That's your evidence for posting that
Well,
pedophile stuff
Hey,
about
I'm just
little
trying to
boys.
figure out. I'm trying to figure out what kind of guy is kicking on my door. What kind of guy is walking around my house reading my bank statements? It's a dude. It's a dude that's possibly a pedophile, got a convicted pedophile brother, deputized by the sheriff, walking around, possibly stealing my money. I'm just trying to figure out what's going on as I zoom in with my cameras. That's not the type of guy I don't think should be on the police force.
I'm going to refer you again to your deposition. If you don't trust my reading of it, I'm happy to give it to you, Mr. Foreman. But on page 98 of your deposition, on that same day, beginning at 9/11, did I ask you this question and did you give me this answer? And again, the only evidence, you don't have any evidence that Brian Newland is a pedophile or plays with little boys. Answer: no, sir. Did I ask you that question? Did you give me that answer?
I don't remember.
What are the line numbers?
Beginning with line 11, ending with line 14 on page 98. You have no evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money, do you?
I know if she hadn't raided my house, we wouldn't be having this conversation.
Yeah,
Nor a lawsuit or nothing. They never should have been at my house.
Since you're not going to answer my question, I'm going to go back to your deposition again, Mr. Foreman, page 102.
Your Honor, if I may, can I just enter a continuing objection so I don't have to object every time he does the deposition?
No, it's too important, so please be specific. Thank you.
So I would enter a notation of objection at this point. He is now testifying for the witness. He is no longer refreshing his recollection.
I'll be sensitive to that, so you can rephrase, I'll sustain that. You made the conclusion you didn't have memory, so you've got to go back and fix that.
All right, Judge, I will. Thank you. Do you remember telling me in your deposition, Mr. Foreman, that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
Yeah, I she cut off the cameras, but I didn't know who took them. I didn't know who took them. So, for as all the officers was a suspect in the at first, because I didn't know where. After the deposition, I realized that Brian Newland was in charge of the money, and I knew where to focus everything. But at first, all the cops was a suspect, especially after they cut off my cameras, and I couldn't see what they were doing.
All right, well, so you don't remember? Is that what you're telling me?
I remember telling you that Lisa, probably didn't take my money,
Okay.
but I just didn't know. I just knew it was missing, and they cut off my cameras, so all of them were suspects until I figured it out.
So until you figured it out?
Until everybody figured it out, until it was solved of where the missing money was.
All right, so just to clear this up and move on, you admit that you don't have any evidence that Lisa Phillips stole your money?
No. But I know if she wasn't there in the first place, we wouldn't be having this conversation or be here.
And is it true that one of your big motivation, really, in making all of these posts is to make money?
To pay for the damage that they brought to my house under the circumstance that they shouldn't have even been there in the first place.
Okay. So the answer to my question is yes, your motivation was to make money?
To pay for the damages that they brought to my house under the circumstances that they shouldn't have been there in the first place.
Have you made enough yet to make up for it?
Not really.
How much have you made on it?
I don't know exactly, but it wasn't hardly $24,000.
$24,000.
It wasn't that. It wasn't that.
You're still making money on today, right, with the new posts and advertisements and things?
It's publicity.
You're still selling merchandise, aren't you?
No, publicity. Just me. Just everybody. Thanks to them bringing publicity to this, it's just an opportunity to run numbers up and be an entertainer.
And the more lies, outrageous lies you tell about them, the more money you can make, right?
Fact, they never should have came to my house in the first place. Fact, if they hadn't have came to my house, they wouldn't have put themselves on the video camera and in my music career. All of this is their fact. All of this is their fault, and they have the audacity to sue me. These people and you are the predators and the victim at the same time.
So what they did, searching your house, gave you the right to do everything you
Under the circumstance that I got freedom of speech, after they run around my house with guns and kick down my door, I got the right to kick a can in my backyard, use my freedom of speech, turn my bad times into a good time. Yes, I do. And I think I'm a sport for doing so, because I don't go to their house, kick down their doors, flip them off on their surveillance cameras, then try to play the victim and sue them.
You were at Lisa Phillips's deposition, correct?
Yes, sir.
In your lawyer's office?
Yes, sir.
Same office where you filmed part of that video last Friday?
Yes, sir.
And you saw how upset she was when she was answering your lawyer's questions about how this had affected her, right?
Yes, yes.
And you saw your attorney say, do we need to take a break?
Yes.
And you saw her say, no, let's go on and get this over with.
Yes, sir.
You saw all that.
Yes.
You knew she was upset.
Just like she knew I was upset when she was standing in front of my kids with an AR-15 with her hand around the trigger ready to shoot me. Just like she knew I was upset when she cut my cameras. But I'm not a person. She is. So I'm sorry for being a victim. Let's talk about the predators.
Okay. So you saw all that. You saw how upset she was. You heard the testimony about her children. You heard the testimony at the depositions about Randy Newland's daughter who came home upset. You heard all that, but you're still posting stuff about
Yeah,
it.
because I understand it was Randy's fault and all of their fault for coming to my house in the first place. So if they hadn't came to my house, their children wouldn't be saying nothing. None of this would be going home if they did their research and did things right. So all of this is their fault. And now they want to sue me for their mistake.
Is there anything that could change your mind about what you're doing to these deputies?
Is there anything that can change my mind about the fact that they shouldn't have been at my house in the first place? Is there anything that can change my mind about how my money shouldn't have been touched in the first place? No.
That's all the questions I have. Thank you.
You're welcome.
I'm sorry, Mr. Osborne. Do you want to continue the direct examination of your client now?
Your Honor, I was gonna actually ask for a sidebar so we can talk about that.
Okay, so let's just talk about it.
Okay, so I was actually going to not do cross with Mr. Foreman at this time. I was gonna hold off until our case in chief.
Yeah, I just offered you the chance to do that. So do you want to do your direct examination on your case in chief right now?
Not right now, Your Honor.
Like the pogo stick of witnesses up and down is what I was talking about. If he testifies on his own direct case, it could be now or it could be later. I just gave the lawyer a chance to do it now or later. He said later. So you'll likely see Mr. Foreman again. This was an examination on the plaintiff's case. You get a chance to hear his testimony on his case. There's your explanation. Thanks, Mr. Foreman. You can stand up.
Plaintiffs rest subject to the admission of all our exhibits, Judge.
Okay, thank you. We'll deal with the exhibits on a break. What do you have?
I have no one ready. All my people were subpoenaed to be ready tomorrow. I will have to call them to get them here in the morning.
Don't research, don't think, don't talk. Ruminate in your own mind, maybe, but it can't be any farther than that. The admonition we talked about previously about deliberating as a group and thinking collectively is still in play. And you can't look at anything online, can't